Mason, and I'm going to today show some of the moves that are necessary to be an outstanding scorer. I'm going to talk about the 6 bullets for your gun. And the first thing on the first bullet is to be able to catch the ball and score. So we're going to focus on shooting first, then we're going to go to the move. All right, for a guard, first place you're going to have to be able to score is out on the perimeter. Every time you catch the basketball, you have to be ready to shoot. Two of the most overlooked aspects of shooting is the hands and the feet. The hands is what holds the basketball. The feet what touches the floor for balance. Every time I shoot, I catch the basketball ready to shoot without any hesitation, catch and up. Just like you put on French fries, catch it. Remember that. As I catch the basketball, my footwork is I step in with my right foot. When I step in, I catch the basketball, step, and release, and wrist. Watch my hands as I catch the ball. I don't have to adjust. I catch, go straight up, step in towards the basket with my right foot. Being a right-handed shooter, I take the basketball, step in, and extend to the basket. Whether I'm off the dribble or off the pace, I catch the ball, I'm ready to shoot. Now, when I catch the basketball, watch my hand. My shooting hand is behind it, not on the side, or then I have to make an adjustment. Because the more time it takes to get a shot off, the less chance you're going to make it, because the defense is coming at you. So I catch it on this particular catch, I just come right up, shoot the basketball. Right hand behind it, left hand on the side is the guide, okay? Now the elbow is what keeps the basketball straight. When I shoot the basketball, my elbow is under. If I'm going to check balance over my hand, it rolls but doesn't roll out. If my elbow's out and I do this same drill, over my hand, rolls off. If your elbow's out, you got to use your left hand. When you use your left hand in the shot, you got a chance for the miss to go to the left or even to the right. Those are bad misses. Shooting the ball straight is what you want to do, because when you shoot it straight, there's no way you can be a good shooter unless you shot the basketball straight. If it goes right or left, you have no chance. So you want to try to make the release one-handed. As you come up through the basketball, it rolls off those two fingers right here last. You stick it like you're shooting right into the rim. You kind of touch the basket with those two fingers. It's called the shooting V. Rolls off those two fingers. Okay. All right, next. As we come up the body, talk about hands and feet. Now, coming up the body, we're going to talk about the knees. When I shoot, or when you play basketball, basketball is a game of momentum and motion and movement. You don't move stiff-legged. You don't play defense stiff-legged. Knees have to be flexed. When I shoot the ball, no matter where I catch it, I'm ready to go up. My knees are flexed, so I can go right up into my shot. The quickness of the release is more important than how high you get. But as I catch it, my knees are flexed, and I go right up into the shot. Here, I go right up into the shot every time. Whenever I shoot the basketball, if my knees are locked and I have to bend them, suppose I'm open for a second. My knees are locked. I catch the ball. I can't shoot stiff-legged. I'm all armed in. It's not percentage shot. I have to bend my knees. By that time, the defender's in my face. Half a second in a rush position results in a low percentage shot. So part of becoming a great shooter is to always be ready to shoot. And that's me. With the knees flexed, because a lot of people today, especially when they're young, might stand around in a zone defense thinking knees are locked up and all that. That's a fallacy. Your best athletes, of course, have their knees ready for movement. If I'm making a dribble move, or whether I'm running or cutting, the only time we stand straight up might be during a timeout, possibly. But any time of the snap, I'm going into my shot, knees flexed. Giving me power, and, believe it or not, touch. Touch comes in large percent from the legs. No matter where you are on the court, so whether it's outside, inside, you've got to use the legs. If I'm in here, naturally I'll have to get up over somebody. So I'm going to try to show you here. If I'm coming low and I'm on the move, keep the midsection under me, we'll jam the inside foot. It's the foot. As we square around to the basket, that's the movement. If I go left, inside foot's here, I square around, take the shot. One of the reasons we do this, guard me just a second, Brandon. Come here and guard me a second. In today's game, if I jam the outside foot off my jumper, here, and he's so quick, he gets inside of my shirt, I can't get my right foot through here, I'm falling off balance, taking the shot. But if he's on me tight, and I'm jamming the inside foot, I've got this shield, I feel like he's not inside my shirt, I simply bring the ball half away from him, and my release point's the same. He feels like I'm shooting in his face. If I'm going to my right, same thing. I come here, inside foot, he can't get inside me. So I can go right up and shoot over top. If I jam the outside foot though, or land on it, he crowds me, and now he's inside my shirt, forcing me off balance. If I jam the outside foot, once again, I'm going to show it wrong. I'll show you once again in slow motion. If I come here, and he's crowding me now, see I can't get through, he's pushing me back on my heels, and of course I can still make them anyway, but there are most players be off balance. So what we want is this inside foot. Now here's why it's great. If I'm here with the inside foot, and I hesitate, and I burn him with a jumper, and I raise my head like I'm going to shoot, he may raise up. Not penetrating foot allows me then to take that step to the basket to score. But jam the outside foot, make the same move, he can cut me off. I'll show it going to the right here. Come here, jam the inside foot, raise my head like I'm going to shoot. I just got that penetrating move to the basket. If I jam the outside, I'll show it wrong again. I'll show you how he can cut me off. Come here, raise my foot, start the step, and I'm into him. So we want to jam the inside foot. It sets up a couple of moves. If I'm using the inside foot, I can also get a step back move, the old Larry Bird move. I'll come to my left. I won't pick the ball up here. I'll step and then step back. And that sets up then. When I do that, my outside foot becomes a pivot foot, but I eat up space on the defender. No way you can do that if you step with the outside foot here and then step back. You're stepping back like this. So you want to step in and out if you're going to use that move. If I go to my right, here's the move. Inside foot back, eats up space, stepping back. That sets up another move. In this particular case, I step the inside, back, and I can cross over. If I come here, inside, step back, they come at me, I cross under them, I have the jump shot. I have to raise my head, of course, to the face. Inside, step, back, cross under, get that footwork down. If I go to my right, inside foot, step back, cross over, shot. All these moves off the dribble or the in-between game we've got to have to make sure that we establish proper pivot foot. Now the killer move at the end of the dribble is established by the inside foot. If I pick my dribble up, inside foot fake, you can cross over after the guy leaves his feet. That's a crossover after a dribble pickup. I'll go to my left and show it now. Inside foot fake the shot, knees still bent, of course. For power, don't ever straighten up. I fake the shot, I cross over and shoot the in-between shot in the lane. Guard me a second, Brandon. Again, I'll execute the move. If I come here, I fake, he goes for it. I can simply cross the thigh. You're allowed that one step. Put the ball in the basket. If I go to my right, inside foot to me in the pivot foot, I fake, he goes for it. I shoot the in-between shot into the basket. So that's an offensive move or crossover. I'll show a counter to that. Using the inside foot. Guard me again, Brandon. This time, when I pick my dribble up, you've got to be so close that I can't cross over on you. I'm going to show a counter with that. Come here. Now, see, I can't cross because he's close. So simply I fake my shot, spin, and take it to the basket. That's the reverse. If I do it on this side, I fake, step. Now, nothing can be done with that move if it's executed in practice. You've got the counter to the crossover with the reverse. Now the power, this Brandon's guard made for big guys or strong guards. So I come here and fake, and he raises up. This inside foot, my pivot foot, it's just simply take it, bang with that move, which is an excellent move. On this side, we hear the inside foot fake. If I step by here, take it to the basket, like that. That's power. So we have the crossover, the reverse, and the power move. If I were going to teach, then I'd probably start with the power first. Then the crossover, then the reverse. All three of those at the end of the dribble. A lot of people have the bullet one, catch and shoot. That's great, but you got to be on them. Okay? If somebody's guarding me, they're going to have to be on me. If they're not on me, then I'm going to bury them. Now, if I have the shot, and I shoot it, and he's got to come out on me, next time I fake the shot, I go to the basket, and I have these little jumpers, or I have those moves at the end. Now, the next thing is, if I'm talking about the 6 bullets, and we've gone through bullet 1, catch and shoot, we're going through the shooting here, my elbow under the ball, and you're having trouble with that, let's go to a little drill I use. It's called the Statue of Liberty drill from Nate. We'll take the basketball in one hand, hold it out, bring it back to a touch of the side, then just bring it straight up. Now, the opposite to this, when I teach, is to try to get the basketball straight. I'm going to try to, we're going to try to make them, of course, but the thing I'm looking for is to keep it straight. Because if we shoot the basketball properly, and eliminate the left and right miss, in a little while we're going to eliminate the short miss. So we eliminate 3 out of 4 misses. Right now I'm shooting it straight. Made every one of them. Drop back. Coming on back through. Shooting just one hand. Get my proper footwork down. If I miss it, I want it to miss straight. Do not want to miss right or left. As I back on up, you can see, same thing. Shooting the basketball straight is the whole key to shooting, starting out. And then, of course, as I back up beyond NBA range, okay, give me another shot at that. Went off to the left pad there. Elbow. Everything, as you get further out on the floor, everything has to be even more perfect. Okay? Here I am about 26 feet. Listen. There it is. And we'll go back to about 25, 30, I mean, so. All right, there it is. Okay? Now, after you do that drill, you might not want to come as far out as I did. Go up to the foul line. And, of course, I'll tell you another thing about this drill. This drill makes you learn to shoot the ball one-handed. The more one-handed you are, without just being shooting like I was shooting, the more one-handed you are, the less chances of error. The left hand is only a sort of helps balance the ball for your shooting. Now, when I shoot the ball with my left hand, I want you to watch my left hand now. It splits my face. It's flat. My hand does not come out like this when I shoot the basketball. If your hand ends up in your fall through out like this, then your problem is you may be pushing it some with your thumb. So the pure shooter shoots the ball, and that left hand's flat. As you see on my release, I will not shoot the basketball with my left hand. My hand stays split my face, no matter where I am on the floor. I shoot up and through the ball, and there is no left hand in my shot as far as momentum towards the basket. Everything, as you can hear that net switch, everything goes up and through with the right hand. The left hand is right here as I come right up through my shot. One-handed shot. You've got to be able to shoot the basketball quick, and I think a one-handed shot will give you that opportunity to do it in today's game. Now, let's look now. We come from the knee, the midsection with the inside foot. Talked about the elbow. Let's go now to the power point of the wrist. You have power points on the body. So your ankle joint, your knees, your hips, your shoulder, your elbow we talked about. Let's go to the wrist. You want the wrist cocked. When I say wrist cocked, I'm wearing a sweatband, but the back side of that wrist is where it wrinkles. That's as far back as it goes. You don't want to cock your wrist in the middle of your shot. You don't want to come back and then cock. You want to have that ball already cocked in your hand, even when you receive the pie. See, my wrist is cocked as I receive the pie, so that I can snap up to it. Start with a little more speed on it, Brandon. Start with a little more speed on it, too. Okay? okay? Here it comes right there. My wrist is cocked. I can come right up and shoot the basketball. I don't have to make an adjustment. So like I told you, the quickness of release is more important than how high you jump. So my wrist is cocked, and as I come up, I shoot it. Wrist is cocked, up and through. So that's a quick release. It's a nice thrill to use. Get a man with a partner before he throws the ball to you. You don't even have to jump. Just catch and release. I'll show the drill a couple more passes. Catch, up. And we'll catch it. Gotta be ready. Catch, up. Catch, up. Catch, up. Okay. All right. Now the wrist then has to be cocked enough with the hands under the ball. The hand is not on top of the ball on the side, of course. And this is where the follow-through comes in. The follow-through we talked about a little earlier, I'm going to call it up and through. Because you want to shoot up and through the ball. You want to give the basketball eyes. So everybody will just hold your hand out like this, make a basketball circle, rim like a rim. Hold it eye level. You don't see much of that hole. If I drop it down, more of the hole will appear. You want to give this ball eyes. What I mean by giving it eyes is you want to put it high enough in the air so that when it comes down, it's got more of an opportunity to go in. As I shoot the basketball, here's an exaggerated arc, okay? Now, I'm going to give that one. That's a lot of eyes. See that? That's higher than I usually arc it. A lot of eyes. Look at that one, okay? Now, see, it both went in. That's not my shot. Now, this shot's not going to have any eyes on it. I'm going to shoot a line drive. See that? I followed through. I'm going to shoot again. I'm going to follow through. Everybody talks about follow through. But that's not as important as the proper arc here. As I follow through, see, that's a good follow through, but look how flat it is. So you want to give the ball eyes, and so instead of putting the word follow through, I like to use up and through. So you want to shoot up and through. And as it rolls off those last two fingers, as I shoot up and through the basketball, then I've got the proper shot with the proper eyes in the ball. You want to put eyes in that old basketball. Okay? So I catch and release, up and through. Now, as you'll watch, I hold my follow through or up and through until it goes intermittent. I let it hit the floor this time. If you're a young player and I'm working with you, go ahead and let it hit the floor this time. Then I would make you shoot the basketball and hold that follow through until it hits the floor. Sometimes even let it bounce twice. Let it bounce twice. Now, I want you to get in the habit of keeping that follow through extended all the way through the shot. This is the key that unlocks the door to that zone that you want to get in. Shoot up and shoot through. And of course, when you do that, I promise you, that'll be a major part of your shot. Up and through. Up and through the ball. Every time. Up and through. Now whether you make or miss, do not shoot and jerk back. Stay right with your shot the whole time. Okay, now let's look here. When we learn to rack, we hold the pencil right here with our fingers. Fingers and thumb. This is where touch comes from. These two fingers and thumb. Whenever you learn to rack, if you're a surgeon doing surgery, you don't want some guy to come in, hold his scalpel like this. You don't want to rack like this. You have some precision. So those, just go back to this shooting, these two fingers again. Well, this is where touch comes from. And you want to make sure, once again, get a little drill here to shoot with these two fingers. You should have the proper backspin. Same backspin on the basketball that you would have if you shot with your whole hand. So these are the two fingers right here. So you just do it in close. You don't have to go far out. I would warm up every day if I were you. And I just review this and shoot the basketball in close. Right here. Now, if you can get back further, I can back up further. But right now, for the sake of the drill, we don't have to. We'll just get the release off these two fingers. After shooting B, you practice long enough, that B will stand for victory for your team. So you want to practice this and make sure that this is the rotation. This is where touch comes from. Okay, next, after we've talked about we're coming up from here now to the head, let's look at the eyes. For example, on the eyes, when I shoot the basketball, I do not watch the ball in flat. I stay right on the basket all the way through my shot. You can see my eyes here. You'll see my head not move a bit. Once I get on the target, on the basket, I do not watch the ball, no matter where I am on the floor. Now, when I was young, in about the 7th or 8th grade, my dad had an outdoor court for me, which was the greatest move in my life, probably as far as basketball is concerned. and there was some lights on the goal. One time the lights went out, I used to watch the basketball when I shot. I'm still a pretty good shooter, so practice, of course, is what makes you a shooter. But I found out that whenever that light was on that basket, I just watched the rim at that particular evening, and I was amazingly much more accurate. And I really believe that what kept my field goal percentage in my college career at 50s, in the 50s, as opposed to shooting maybe 47, 46, 45, which is 6 extra buckets out of 100, every 100 shots, is that I don't watch the ball. Now, there's great shooters that have watched the basketball. If you're a good shooter already and you don't watch the ball, and you do watch the ball, then that's fine. You go ahead. But I don't like it when I'm teaching and starting out. I like to not watch the basketball. I like to just stay right on that old basket, shoot up and through, and I don't look at any part of that rim. I just try. My goal is to knock the bottom off. Now, that makes me have to shoot with a proper arc, and makes me have to shoot up and through, which is, you know, that's the key. Up and through the ball, knock the bottom out. Some people aim just over the front. Some people aim at the back. My problem is I hit what I aim at. My thing is I want to drop it in and knock the bottom out. So every time I shoot the basketball, I'm staying right on the basket. I do not watch the ball. I pinpoint it up and through, and I just want to knock the bottom out. Okay? Now, let's talk about the fact that this basketball is just a dumb piece of leather. It doesn't know whether it went in last time or not. So the next point is, since we're inside the head now, is confidence. If you practice, then you will make success become more commonplace. When it becomes more commonplace, the confidence goes up. I've had people work with me and say all they need is confidence, and I have to say they got that backwards until they need the ability. The ability comes from practice, proper fundamentals. Once they get that, the confidence will come. They'll achieve some success. It's called the cycle of achievement. So if this basketball, if it doesn't go in, you got to understand, I've missed more shots probably than anybody, but I've practiced. So you're going to miss a lot, and same token, if you stay with it, though, pretty soon you can be a great shooter. But I would like to tell you this. If you let this basketball, whether it goes in or not, affect the rest of your game, then your coach may not have you on the floor long enough for to see how you can shoot. So if you're one of these guys who the ball doesn't go in, it bothers you, or one of these girls who plays either one, so I work with a lot of girls now, I'm about 50-50 with those, so when you're working with young players, make sure that you understand that that's the most important part of the game, putting the ball in the basket. But there are other parts of the game that are very important. So if it doesn't go in, you just keep hustling. That brings me then to the rest of the bullet. We've gone through bullet one with the shot. We had to set that up. So now let's look at bullet two. And I want to make Brandon come here and guard me again. We already can see that I can shoot the basketball if I've got bullet one, okay? If I've got bullet one, then he has to guard me close. If I don't have bullet one, suppose I couldn't shoot, Brandon, how would you guard me? If I couldn't shoot, yeah, he'd back off. He might even back off more than that and encourage me to shoot. That's one of the most embarrassing things in the game, to be open and not be able to make it. Now, I'm a guard, so I would play here. If I'm a post player, you got to be able to make the shot in low, okay? So then you got to be able to make it on a catch and shoot, bullet one. But now, since I do have bullet one, he's going to have to guard me. He'll have to come out of here. Now, if you only have bullet one, you can still be valuable to your team because he can't go double team anybody else. He has to stay with me. Otherwise, I'll get it back in school. I talked about that. But now that I've got bullet one, I've got to be able to, if I want to be a great scorer, to have bullet two, which means when I catch the basketball, I've got to be able to break my man down, having the basketball in this region here. I call it the cross position. From just under the chin to the upper stomach, shoulder to shoulder, anywhere in here. So we want to make sure that ball is lifted and get a strong grip. And you're going to have to be able to swing that basketball. If you've got this swing movement right here, you might be able, now remember, I've got to take him to the hole so he's on me. But I might be able, if I swing it here and he moves on this way, then that might be the only thing I need to take the time. Okay? That's one move. Another move would be, of course, where I catch it because I'm a good shooter, get that little shot fake. If you'll notice, my knees are still flexed. If he raises up, then I just go by him. In that condition. So what I like to do when we go to the basket is to get there in one dribble. If you're going to more than one, you're probably treating for someone else. That's okay, but I'd rather take it in one. I'm going to make a slow motion move here to the hoop. We'll get there on one basket. He's going to go from my face, like his stony defense, and we'll show you, okay? Do a step back out just a second there. All right, here I come. I swing in here, and it goes one dribble to the basket. Now, as I went to the hoop, I shot that layup right hand off the right foot. So when you get to the hoop, you've got 8 basic layups you've got to master. Everybody knows the fundamental layup. Right hand off the left foot, left hand off the right foot. Those are the fundamental ones. And then you have to learn to shoot left hand off the left foot, right hand off the right foot. For example, in that particular move, here a minute again, you would then. If I drive by him or by my man, and he's a 6'10" guy, and I shoot the ball left, the fundamental, he can get it. So he can come through and get it. But if I take it, it's going to move over here, it might be better. No, I'm talking about this. If I take the basketball to the hoop, and I shoot it off the right foot, and he attacks. Now, see, once again, this time I'm protecting the basketball with my body. So that's why you have to be able to shoot off either foot going to the hoop. Now, that's 4 shots. Left hand off the right foot, right hand off the left, right off the right and left off the left. The other move you might have to take is to deal with what I call the under the basket hook back move, like this. Right-handed, coming in from the left, and coming in on this side, left-handed, coming in from the right. Then you've got your reverse, where you come under the basket, you twist around, and you simply shoot back up over your shoulder, which is a layup. It's called a reverse layup. Why it's called reverse is the layup. You just reverse it back over. Now, okay? All right, now, these have to be practiced. And one of the things I like to do with this is I would get in the gym if I were you. I like to stand here and learn how to play spin off the board. It's a real thing about touch, okay? Spin the ball up. It roll off my fingers. Some people don't know how to spin the ball on this side. You want to spin it, go to the basket. Over here, spin it, go to the basket. So you have to be able to have some touch here when you attack the basket to be able to finish. So the best moves Michael Jordan makes that I like, not just his dunks, of course, everybody likes those. I like it when he's attacking the basket and somehow is able to spin it off the board because he has spent hours and hours doing this. All great players that are great scorers know how to use the board. The board is the money shot, right around this area. If I'm going to learn a money shot, then I'm going to make my money shot starting out. I always have kids bank them here. I love to use the glass. It's a separate shot in itself. You go up, off the board. When I was in a shooting slump in college, which didn't occur too often, but when it did, I'd run the floor, give me a few layups, or on a fast break, I'd pull up right here and hit that off the board. When I do clinics for shooting, I always start out using the board to get loose, and I just be honest about it, first seldom that's ever missed. You know, so you just shoot the ball, get your money shot, the glass. Now, when you shoot off the glass, you make sure that you put it just high enough, of course, so it falls down through. Once again, you got to give it eyes. If it hits off the glass, it's going to have a little backspin on it, of course, if you shoot it properly, shoot right down that basket. So the old glass shot, I love it. The banker, not too many people do that anymore. Kind of a lost art. I tell you, some of the greatest scorers of all time, Sam Jones, Pete Maravich, all those guys use the glass. Elgin Baylor. The glass is your friend. Use it when you're at the angle. You're on the glass, naturally here's your angle. If I'm, say, on the block here, and I go straight to the sideline, I wouldn't use it from here. But if I'm on the block straight back, or between this marker and straight back in a lane to about right here, you know, this is my shot off the board. If I get behind the 3, I won't go for the glass. I'll go for the real thing. I can bank it, though, if I have to. So when you're this deep, I like to just go for the switch. I'll try to bank one from here, just use your legs, and you see, as you can see, same result, okay? So we will make sure, I left that one short, when you make sure when you use the glass, especially though from right here, this is automatic. You catch that ball right in here, off the break, you just count it. So get you an automatic shot. Get you something that you know is money to go in. All right, now, go at 2, back in the basket. Naturally, they can't dunk. If you could dunk and you get there, fine, slam it home. You won't get there in one dribble. I'm going to let Brandon demonstrate here just a second, just getting to the basket on one dribble. So I'm just going to swing the ball. I'm just going to tell him to fake his shot. Brandon, you get to the basket, one dribble, okay, and lay it in. I don't care how you finish, just lay it in. Now, here's your fake shot, one dribble, he's in, okay? I'm going to put him behind the three-point line. We've had guys in college I've worked with who can actually fake from the corner, take that long dribble and slam it. And he can go for, don't get too big a hurry, just fake a shot there and get the basket. One, he takes off, good, he finishes strong, nice. He gets there on one dribble, okay? Now the whole key, of course, when you're working on this move, is to make sure that I make the move out here. If I fake, let's suppose I step and then step again. Okay, as I step, that ball has to come out of my hand before my pivot foot in the back comes off the floor. If I step and it's not out of my hand, I just have to travel. Same thing if I cross over in my dribble. If I come here, try to get the timing down to where that ball's coming out of your hand before that back foot, or in this case, the pivot foot comes up. You do that, throw it down in front of you, and attack strong. Now, when you go to the basket and you go strong, you go to the next bullet. That next bullet is the third bullet. It's the foul shot. When you get fouled, you got 10 seconds to shoot, which shouldn't bother you. Nobody guarding you. You use the same fundamentals of the shot we talked about earlier. You get right in the center. I always try to find, like most people have already heard, the nail on this court. There's a volleyball line there, so I'm just going to stay right in the center. Some people, I'm going to give you some different stances people use, and then we'll talk about it. Some people like to stand the right foot out front, okay? That's more me. Other people like to parallel like this. When they parallel, there's some great shooters do it that way. I'm not as comfortable that way. I'll still make a pretty good percentage. But I think a free throw, naturally I don't think you're right-handed, you stand like this. Here's the way I shot free throws when I was at my best. This is whenever I was in high school. 46 in a row in competition, 89%. When I was in college, for some reason I went to 85. But I also didn't shoot them like this. I don't know why I changed. But I'm going back to thinking that if you'll watch this shot, I'm turning into nothing but a release from the wrist and fingertips. That's all you need. That's where touch comes from. The wrist and fingertips. Whenever I shoot the basketball, when the foul line, it's a totally different shot. You want a stationary shot, bend the knees a little, and go up and reach for the basket. And in this case, it's just coming right off this, with your hand. Still feel your hand with a little momentum. Now hold that ball through. Okay? Points with the time stop. Points. Some people just give away. Aggravates me, no end. The game is lost. Some people can't make foul shots. I believe some of the strong players in today's game who lift weights a lot ought to take strength out of the free throw. I believe they would be better off to get up there to the foul line and to try to groove a shot that strictly comes from nothing but wrist and fingers. It's only 15 feet from the board to the line. When you take away that area to the front of the rim, sticking out, you only have about a 13-foot something shot. And with people strong as they are today in athletics, take away the rest of the body, put everything in these fingers. I'm 47 years old next week. I want to make sure that I'm in a situation, even at my age, that I'll be able to make foul shots. And all I'm going to do here is just simply come with a wrist and step, raise the elbow, and extend to the basket. And hold that ball through. I'm making it soft that way. Even if I just get iron, it's going to shoot right down through it. free throw, you don't have to shoot yours that way. I just showed you how I shot when I was at my best and my theory on it. One thing that's universally known after you shoot, don't rock back on your heel. In other words, don't shoot the ball and then be starting to move away from it. Stay right on the free throw line and lean, if anything, toward the basket. Momentum to the basket without going over the line. And stay there. Some people say walk away from the line after you make your first one. When I was in high school, my coach said stay right on it. Don't walk away. Once you move, such as stay right here. Referee get it. Stay right there. Don't move. Okay? But I don't mind that. Whether you walk away or stay, doesn't matter. Point is, do the same thing every time. Get a routine. Make it with as much concentration and a minimum of movement. What I mean by this is don't get up there and do a lot of stuff like this. Get up there, maybe in my case, I'll take a bounce or two, then I'll lock and load, and there it is. I put it on in it. Soft touch drop it in. So what I want you to do is routine, a minimum motion, and just get that shot down to just a soft, where it just dies on that rim, and you can do that with a free throw better than you can any other shot. A good guard ought to make 75 in high school percent, and even, after that, you got to be straight up. You want 80, because good guard late in the game, they're going to foul you. You got to go up there and make them. All right, now that's bullet 3. And I want to now go to bullet 4, separate the men from the boys. We've already talked about a little bit, the in-between game. That's the game from 15 feet, 12 feet, 17 feet. Now that means the jumper, we already talked about the inside foot. I'm seeing stationary semi-jumpers now. On the move, though, inside foot, up and in. All right, a couple things I picked up when I was a kid. Reading books, watching tape. Give that ball a little extra hard bounce whenever you're getting ready to go up. It acts as a deception. If I'm a fastball pitcher throwing 85, 90 mile an hour the whole game, if I was 16, they may time me. You got to have a change-up. If you take that ball and make that little extra hard bounce, it comes up quicker in the shooting position. Plus, you take it and don't grab it with the other hand, and you can take right off on by the man. He thinks you're going to shoot. So I want that ball, boom, and it comes, look how quick it came up right here. Because it comes up, ball pickup area, and hands again come into play, the good catch. So I'm doing the left hand, look how I catch the ball. Comes up, away from the defender, hands ready to shoot. As I come up to right into the shot. If I go to my right, boom, comes off, ball pickup, almost shoulder in this case, right up into the shot. Get your rhythm shot. Like a lot of people in my generation, I grew up watching Jerry West. Jerry West had the prettiest jump shot. He'd come off there, boom, 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 up in the air. Guy blinks, he's looking at his kneecap. That's how quick his release was, like a cobra. That's what we want you to try to get. Mark Price has something similar to that. But I want you to make sure that you go straight up off that dribble or off that tight. And of course, whenever you get up, you got to get up in the air. I don't jump as high as you used to for a while. I want to make a point that the quickest release combined with a good spring, it makes the jump shot almost unstoppable when you combine a fake or two with it as well. Now, let's look on that jumper. We talked about the inside foot. Let's look at something else on the in-between game. Runners. Sometimes, especially, the little runner off the one hand, one foot. If I'm going, in this case, here I'm shooting a runner off the left foot, okay? These, by the way, are scoring shots. Here's off the right foot. What I mean by scoring shots, I mean they're not pure shots. They're shots so they'll make a high percentage of the time and get off. I'm coming here and flipping it through the basket, okay? I'm coming to the backside. I just, run it off the board here. Now, I like this when I use turn the baseline. Let's suppose Brad is next 6'10" center. I whip my man. I can't go all the way in there because he's there, so I shoot the floater. I call it a floater or runner. In between games. Okay? Come here, shoot it up, and drop it in. If you shoot that shot and practice it, and I always try to have my people I work with try to develop this, if you're a point guard, for example, who's outside, it would probably be to your advantage to master the runner even more so than your jumper, because somebody still may get your shot on the jump. So in this case, you're on this, and it ball comes up in one dribble, and you just stick it. It comes up in one motion. You don't have to go yourself in. I'm going here, I'm shooting it off the right foot that time in one motion. So I come here off the left, runner, one motion. So here, to the back. Okay? It's a shot that I didn't use that much when I played. At my height, I would usually shoot the jumper. But if I love the runner, though, because it is a beautiful shot, a shot that surprises the defender. In between game, you get it in between here. A lot of guys today have the three, okay, especially out here, six, and they have the drive, but they don't have anything right in here. This is an area that people have forgotten about. The in between. Great scorers, though, can come here and fake, step right in here, and if there's a 6'10" guy, they got to fix that shot. And once again, this is beautiful if you can use that board. Okay? Now, one of the other in-betweens, old Max Johnson a few years ago got the old hook. So you have to practice this shot. It's a tough shot. Left-handed, right-handed. But you come in here, challenge, extend to the basket, shoot the old hook. But to extend the ball through from over the head. As I come across, there it is. Come across the right hand to the basket. Okay? Some of the great players, Pete Meredith, Bob Tisby, a guard, of course, the bar, center, but my job, the in between, the old hook. Now, some people now are also shooting a loop to the hoop type shot. If I want to use that shot, I'm going to be real careful not to put it in somebody's nose. But I want to make sure if I use the palm of the board, sometimes I shoot the Mount Everest drill. Come in and we make sure we're going over a 7-footer. Have my guys come in, keep the ball up high, so they can learn how to arc it over. Because in today's game, you got to be able to score sometimes with a variety of moves and shots. The runner, the hook, the jumper, the in between. Bullet 4. All right, bullet 5, back to the basket move. Let's start off by saying that everybody should be able to post up. Do it above this block. When I say above it, I mean up and in. If you post below the block and they turn your baseline, then you're caught behind the board. Difficult angle. So make sure, don't let anybody force you down to the baseline here. Stay above the block. When you catch the basketball here, let's talk about that first. Even if you have to adjust position, go get the basketball. Nothing worse than a turnover. Brandon, if you'll feed me the pass from the wing here. Establish a base based on where you feel the strongest. Now, in my case, I like to stay out here and I like to take the basketball, catch it, and immediately look over one shoulder to the other, depending on where I feel my defender. If I feel my defender here, I like to know where he's at. But he's fucking, then I just simply drop here to the back. You notice this little athletic slide move there? They'll fit him on this side, and drop to the basket, and dive. Shot. If I throw him on the bottom side, if I pass him down here, I get a target here, I throw him on this side, I can immediately look over his shoulder. Now let's suppose I look over his shoulder and he reacts and jumps here real quick. Great. I just simply drop here, turn, protect, and score. If he doesn't react though, and he's still here, I look, he's behind me, I come onto my shoulder, I turn into the basket, and in this case, a jump hook is a nice shot. Where I turn into the basket, and I want to use the backboard. Use the backboard when you're within 6 feet of the basket. Now if I catch the basketball here, I turn, he's not there, he is there, he set me off, I simply drop step, stand, and I'm to the basket. Now on this particular move, we can use the crossover we used to field this earlier. If I turn in here, I'm just going to be my pivot foot, I can take the ball from shoulder to shoulder over the head, right here. And that looks like it's going to be shot in this close quarter. So he may be on me, and then I step by him there. Okay? Now what I want to do is show it going the other way. If I get the target here, as I turn here, fake, take it back down strong, cross to the back. back again. If he's on me, I can't get through. If he's on me, I can't get through. Then I made a mistake. Reach, cut, stay low, drop, put it in the basket. If you're back to the basket, move. I'll turn to the inside this time and then reverse back. Just pass, fake, I take cross, I stay low, I drop, and go to the basket. Now in this particular situation, that's the cross, and the reverse, and then the power. Same thing we showed a little earlier. I come here, fake, it goes up maybe, and then I just step with the same foot I face with to the basket. On this side, I come here, fake, it goes up, I just simply take off to the basket. Remember those low post moves. Now in the low post, let's look again. The hook, beautiful shot down low. Not many people have that. The jump hook, another excellent shot. You go back and get it, stay with it. In that case, always have your big guy stay with the drill so it goes in. All right, now, if I catch the ball out a little further, like right here, we want to turn and face. When we turn and face, if he's off of it, you can just go right up for your jumper, okay? Keep going back for me. Like that. On this side, say turn, I put his back, I go up for my jumper. Or, I turn, I can face, take one dribble inside him, bait him there, or I don't even have to use a dribble. I can even if it's far, inside foot, I can fake, take that long one. That's great for post players that can't dribble. A lot of them can't. Don't let them use the dribble. Same thing here. If I'm catching the basketball on the baseline, standing like this, which foot do I want for my pivot foot? When I get the shoe, or the inside foot. Why? Because I can catch it here, off the fifth one, and get the in. If I catch it from here and choose to use the outside foot, then I'm way out in the basket. That's why we want to establish the inside foot. There's the inside foot. Take a long step. That's legal without a dribble. I'm working with a guy right now. He's 6'9", he can't dribble. He flashes a high post. The catch land on one foot inside, or even if he lands to a jump stop, you can choose either one. We just don't want him landing like this, okay? So watch what happens. Even from here for me, inside foot catch, one step, and pull in. We've got him slanting it. He catches the ball in the middle, long stride, boom. Big people, anybody, guards especially, big people, establish the inside foot. Know which is your pivot foot. Now, let's watch how that sets up sometimes. If I'm a post player on board 5 and catch the ball with my back to the basket, and let's suppose I spin here. Once again, I'm going to take a step back shot, okay? Elijah Wan, Ewing, and those guys in the NBA. They come here, fake, step, come back where they got the shot. Plus, watch this. If I toss the ball inside, I come here, look, don't like what I have, step back here, that's my pivot foot, I can fake. Remember? Okay? I just created this pivot. Watch, here we go again. Here, take a step, pick it up, that's my pivot foot. Fake, they go for it, step around on them, lift that up. Because I'm going to establish necessity, okay? And make an outside foot, fake, step on it. All sorts of moves on the low post. Many more moves. We'll stick with those fundamentals and start coming back a little bit later on in another case to further that. Now let's look at bullet sticks now. Everybody ought to have bullet sticks. Brandon, meaning on the same thing. Whenever I miss, you score. Okay? There's 2 in a row. You score 2. You've got to be ready. When I miss, you score. I'm using bullet 1. He's going to use bullet 2. Okay? Okay? Now when I miss, you got to be ready. I'm going to start shooting left hand. There, boy. You ready? All right. See, that's why it's important to have one. So what? You're going to in there for a minute. We'll back out here about the NBA range. Okay? Okay? So stay with me, Brian. I'm not going to try to miss. I will miss in a minute, probably. You be ready. Okay? Okay? You ready? You ready, Brian? I'm going to sleep in there. I'm going to miss in a minute, I promise. Bullet one, what I'm going to say now, we're going to go to 6 in a second. Okay? You ready, Brian? All right, good. Okay. Then the best. Don't come out here and make me miss in a minute. Oh, got rim that time. All right? Okay? That's NBA range. Okay? Okay. Well, you just look good on tape. All right, there it is. Board. Board. Good. Board 6. Offensive board. Board 6. Now, I'm going to miss some this time. Actually, I'm going to make myself feel on the move. So you be ready to cover the board. I got to beat somebody for a jumper. Boom. Up, I missed. Made it. I'm going to miss. You got to be ready. You want yourself out. I'll shoot left hand. Ready? Board. All right. Do it. No, don't trip. Now he wants all those drills. You make it. So if you say this, you make it. All right. Now, camera's going to be on Brandon when I shoot. Brandon, here's what I want you to do. You go on the offensive board. Shots in the air. I want your hands up immediately. Okay? So you don't get pinned. If you're on the board and your hands are like this, and I get mine up first, what's what I do? Here's what Robin likes to do. Raise your hand. Boom, I pin one, okay? I pin one and get in a wrestling match with one hand, okay? So what I want you to do is now you try to block me out.